Hi friends, welcome to ECHU. This is my first vlog. In this I would like to share simple notes and some valuable points that I am sure that which may help you and make your studies easier. So please watch it. I'll be coming up with more videos. So if you like the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In this video, I will be discussing about demand. Demand means desire plus ability to pay plus willingness to pay. Desire, it is the strong feeling to have something. Ability to pay means it speaks about the purchasing power. That is, the customer should have enough cash with him to purchase the product. Then about willingness to pay. It is that he should be ready to buy the product. If all these elements are present means we can say that the particular product has demand. Next, law of demand. Other things remaining constant, the term we call it as ceteris paribus. That is, ceteris paribus means other things remaining constant. When the price of the product increases, quantity demanded decreases and vice versa. That means, in simple words we can say, when the price of the product increases, the quantity demanded will decrease, and when the price of the product falls, the quantity demanded will increase. That means there is an inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded of a product. Now it's all about demand schedule and demand curve. Demand schedule means it is a tabular statement of price and quantity relationships. That means when the law of demand is shown in the form of a table, we can call it as demand schedule. Moving on to demand curve. A graphical presentation of demand schedule is known as demand curve. That means when the demand schedule is shown in the form of a graph, we call it as demand curve. Next, the characteristics of demand curve. The first point is that downward sloping. As you can see, demand curve is downward sloping. Second one, from left to right. Third point is that we know that there is an inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded of a product. So, it is a negative slope. Demand curve is a negative slope. Exceptions to law of demand. It means that even when price falls, the quantity demanded will not increase, and when price increases, the quantity demanded will not fall. So let us see in which all cases there are exceptions to law of demand. First one is Giffen goods. This concept is given by Robert Giffen. Giffen goods are those goods which the consumers consume more when the price rises and vice versa, violating the law of demand. Second is prestige goods. In cases of prestige goods, even though the prices are high, the people will buy those products because they have the purchasing power to afford that product. Changes in fashions. Even though the price falls, people will not buy outdated fashions because nowadays we go behind the trend and we want to try new varieties. Promotional activities. Promotional activities include advertisement, sales promotion, etc., which persuade the customers to buy the product. So the customers, when they are attracted to certain products without bothering the price, they will definitely buy it. Changes in quality. When the products are of higher quality means the people will buy those products irrespective of the price. Demonstration effect. Demonstration effect means sometimes people will go for buying because they want to imitate just what others are doing. So in order to show their status level, they buy the product without bothering about the price of the product. Assumptions of law of demand. We have already learned that The law of demand means when the price of the product increases, the demand for commodity decreases and vice versa, other things remaining constant. So what are these other factors remaining constant? Let us see that the income of the consumer, availability of substitutes, taste and preference of the consumer, technology, quality and utility. These are the factors that remain constant in law of demand. Moving on to the next topic, factors affecting demand of a product. Demand includes individual demand and market demand. Individual demand is the demand of an individual, that is, the quantity of a commodity demanded by an individual at the prevailing price at a particular point of time. And speaking about market demand, it is the sum total of individual demands, or we can say it is the quantity demanded by all the consumers in the market at different prices. Let us see the factors. First one is price of the product. When the price of the product increases, the demand decreases, and when the price of the product decreases, the demand increases. We know that there is an inverse relationship between the price of the product and quantity demanded. Next is the income of the consumer. On the basis of the income of the consumer, goods can be divided into two: normal goods and inferior goods. Normal goods are those goods when the income of the consumer increases, the demand for such good also increases. And when the income of the consumer decreases, the demand of such goods also decreases. That means there is a positive relationship. Next is inferior goods. Inferior goods are those goods when the income of the consumer increases, the demand for such goods will decrease and vice versa. That means there is an inverse relationship. Third point is that price of related goods. It includes substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods are those goods which can be used in place of one another. For example, coffee and tea. For toothpaste, Colgate as well as Crest, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. All these are examples for substitute goods. Then complementary goods. Complementary goods are those goods which can be used together. They are used combinedly. For example, bread and peanut butter, or bread and jam, toothpaste as well as toothbrush, all these are used together. Fourth point is that taste and preference of the consumer. When the consumers have more preference towards a particular product, then definitely the demand for such product will be high and vice versa. Next point is quality. Depending upon the quality of the product, the demand will be varying. Next, utility. The usage or the utility of the product also influences the individual demand of a product. Lastly, it is the status level of the people that have an impact on the demand of a product. So these are the factors influencing individual demand of a product. Factors affecting market demand. First one is size of population. Higher the size of the population, higher will be the demand for the product. Then income distribution. When majority of the people belong to the group of high income groups, then the demand for luxurious goods will be high. Whereas When the people belong to low income group or middle class, then the demand for necessity goods will be high. The standard of living also have an impact on the market demand of the product. Promotional activities. It includes advertisement or sales promotion techniques like discount, rebate, etc. So if the firm is providing more of offers, etc., then the demand for such goods also will be high. Lastly, the demand is also influenced by the factors like fashions, climate, customs, etc. Then let us discuss about the types of demand. First one is direct demand. The demand for a commodity which is for direct consumption is called as direct demand. That means when the product is used for the final consumption, we call it as direct demand. For example, food, clothes, etc. Next is derived demand. When the commodity is demanded as a result of the demand for another commodity, it is known as derived demand. For example, the demand for cement is derived from the demand for building construction. Changes in demand. It includes two parts: movement along demand curve and shift in demand curve. So let us first see what is movement along demand curve. Change in demand due to price alone. Other factors remaining constant, we call it as movement along demand curve. It includes expansion of demand and contraction of demand. Expansion of demand. It means that increase in demand of a product due to fall in its price. When the quantity is increasing as a result of the decrease in the price of the product, means it is called as expansion of demand. Contraction of demand. When the quantity demanded of a product falls due to the increase in the price level, then it is called as contraction of demand. Shift in demand curve. Change in demand due to the factors other than price. That is, the price remains constant and all the other factors such as income of the consumer, substitute goods, complementary goods, taste and preference of the consumer, etc. are changing, whereas price alone stands constant. In such a condition, when the demand changes, means it is called as shift in demand curve. It includes increase in demand and decrease in demand. Increase in demand means the demand curve shifts towards the right due to the favorable changes in factors other than price. Whereas what happens in decrease in demand is that the demand curve shifts towards the left. It is due to the unfavorable changes in the factors other than price. As you can see in the diagram, expansion of demand. Here the demand is expanding due to the fall in price of the product. That is, the arrow shows that the product demand is expanding or quantity is expanding. In contraction of demand, the quantity decreases as a result of the rise in price level. That is why in the diagram the arrow is moving upward to show that the quantity is decreasing. Moving to the next part, increase in demand. Increase in demand means the demand curve shifts towards the right due to the favorable changes in the factors other than price of the product. Here we can see that the red color line is the old demand curve and blue color line is the new demand curve. and you can see that the demand curve shift towards the right, whereas in decrease in demand, the demand curve shift towards the left due to the unfavorable changes in the factors other than price. So this is how the diagram is. Thanks for watching, and please like, share and subscribe my video.